Hello, everyone. Uh, I wanted to make a video because if people don't know, in the United States at least, April is National Poetry Month, where we all of us are supposed to celebrate poetry one way or another. So I'm making this video to share some poetry and give a little background about how I've been contributing to National Poetry Month. In my small town, we have a poet laureate, which is a person who's sworn in officially by individual cities, and also whole countries have poet laureates, and they sort of they help spearhead activities and basically spreading poetry to their specific communities. And uh, my mother and I have become good friends with our poet laureate, and she asked me to. In our town, we have these little things called poem homes, where they're almost like makeshift mailboxes, and inside are local poets' individual poems on pieces of paper. And you just walk up. Anybody can walk up. They're at certain locations around town, and you walk up, and you can just you open the box, you take a poem out, and you walk away, and you read it, and you can recycle it, etc. So she gave me the originals. The poet laureate gave me the originals of all these poems. There's like hundreds of poems. And she asked me to pick 30 for the month of April, and they were going to run in our town's newspaper each day. And so I read all these poems, and through process of elimination, which was more like intuition, I picked these poems. And the one thing the newspaper wanted for me is to keep it local. In other words, it had to be people that lived in Benicia, with the exception of certain poet laureates from other nearby cities, and also maybe a couple towns in the vicinity, and that was really it. Um, and so this is the first one, um, and so it says and my name's in it, so it's First Tuesday Poetry Group, member con Amato. Picked these poems. Um, and so the first poem is actually by a friend of mine who lives in town, Ross Greenlee. And this is a poem of his that I picked to be in the paper, and he's the first one of the month. So what my plan is, I'm going to read the poem each day for the month of April. So there'll be a total of 30 videos of me just reading each of the poems. And if any of you write poetry and you want to post some of your poems or links to your poems in this, here in the comment section, or even on the front, a copy of it, if it can fit on my comment, main comment section on the main page of this channel, that would be awesome. And if you can't do that, just share poetry with people. But his poem is entitled Horses. The raw power shows itself like thousands of white stallions galloping towards their own self-destruction on an endless path, cut through the mountains by time. So yeah, he sent me. He's a great poet, and he sent me a couple poems, a number of poems of his, and it was difficult for me to choose which one. Because all of them were so good, but this one in particular, to me, just it felt like it was the best out of the ones he sent. Yeah, just it blows me away every time I read this. So I'm going to read it one more time. He's just so good at, it's not a long poem, and he's so great at capturing just human emotion, natural emotion, even beyond human emotion in general. He's just so good at capturing that in such a short poem. Horses. The raw power shows itself like thousands of white stallions galloping towards their own self-destruction on an endless path, cut through the mountains by time. So, what a great way to start off the month of April with that particular poem. And so more will be revealed, as it were. I'm going, like I said, I'm going to keep posting videos of me reading each poem each day, so there'll be a total of 30 of them. So yeah, I hope everyone is enjoying Poetry Month. Go out, read poetry, share poetry, talk about poetry, buy poetry, trade poetry, do anything you can do to celebrate the month, and hopefully even beyond the month, uh, we can get the greatness of poetry out there for everyone, and so we can all enjoy it. Hey everyone, thank you.